My boyfriend has been cheating with my sister for 3 years, and they're planning to run away together using money from our joint account. I found out yesterday, and I have exactly 4 days to expose them before they disappear. My name is Madison, and I'm 28 years old. Up until 48 hours ago, I thought I had the perfect life. Tyler and I had been together for 5 years. We were talking about getting married next spring. My sister Amber was my best friend, or at least I thought she was. The discovery happened in the most cliche way possible. Tyler left his laptop open. He never does that. He's always so careful about closing it, putting it to sleep, making sure nobody can see his screen. I should have known something was wrong right there. I wasn't snooping. I swear I wasn't. I just needed to check my email and my phone was dead and charging in the bedroom. His laptop was right there on the kitchen counter, open to his messages, and the first thing I saw was Amber's name. The preview text said, "I can't wait to finally be free with you." My hands started shaking. I know I shouldn't have clicked. I know I should have closed the laptop and walked away and confronted him like an adult, but I clicked and I read everything. 3 years. 3 entire years of messages, photos, videos, plans. They had been planning this escape for 6 months. They were going to drain our joint account, the one where we'd been saving for our wedding. $37,000. They were going to take it all and move to Costa Rica, where Tyler had apparently already put a deposit on a beachfront property. I felt like I was going to be sick. I ran to the bathroom and actually threw up. Then I sat on the cold tile floor and I cried for about 20 minutes. And then something shifted inside me. I got angry. Not just angry, furious. Because as I sat there reading through years of their messages, I realized something else. They had been laughing at me, making jokes about how clueless I was, how easy it was to fool me. Amber had written, "Madison is so trusting it's almost sad." And Tyler had responded with a laughing emoji and makes everything easier. That's when I decided I wasn't going to let them get away with it. I took photos of everything with my phone, every message, every plan, every disgusting detail of their affair. Then I closed the laptop and put it back exactly how I found it. I dried my tears, I fixed my makeup, and when Tyler came home from work that evening, I acted completely normal. "Hey babe," I said, kissing him on the cheek like I always did. "How was your day?" He smiled at me. That same smile I'd loved for 5 years. "It was good. Busy. I'm exhausted. Want me to make dinner?" That would be amazing. I made his favorite, chicken parmesan with pasta. We ate at the table, and he told me about his day, and I nodded and smiled and asked questions. The whole time, I was thinking about him with Amber, my little sister who I'd protected our whole lives, who I'd helped through her divorce 2 years ago, who had cried on my shoulder when her ex-husband cheated on her. The irony wasn't lost on me. After dinner, Tyler said he needed to run some errands. I knew he was going to see her. I said okay and kissed him goodbye, and the moment his car pulled out of the driveway, I got to work. First, I called my friend Jessica. Jessica is a lawyer. Corporate law, not family law, but she's smart and she knows people. I told her everything. She was silent for a long moment after I finished. "Madison, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Don't be sorry. Help me. I need to know how to protect myself financially and legally." Okay, let me think. I could hear her moving around, probably grabbing a notepad. "The joint account. When are they planning to take the money?" 4 days from now. They have plane tickets for Saturday morning. "All right, here's what you do. Tomorrow, first thing, you go to the bank. You tell them you need to change the account to require dual authorization for any withdrawals over a certain amount, say $500. You have every right to do that since it's a joint account. They can't take the money without both of you present. Won't Tyler notice when he tries to access it? Maybe, but by then you'll have already documented everything. Which brings me to the next thing. You need to gather more evidence, financial records, proof that they were planning this together, emails, texts, anything that shows premeditation. That matters if this gets ugly. It's going to get ugly. Yeah, probably." Jessica paused. "What are you going to do about Amber?" That was the question, wasn't it? What was I going to do about my sister? "I don't know yet," I admitted, "but I'll figure it out." We talked for another hour. Jessica gave me the names of a good family lawyer and a financial advisor. She told me to open my own bank account and start moving my personal funds there immediately. She told me to change my passwords on everything. She told me to document every interaction with Tyler from this point forward. I did all of it. That night, after Tyler came home smelling like Amber's perfume, after he kissed me goodnight and fell asleep beside me, I lay awake making plans. The next morning, I woke up early. Tyler was still sleeping. I got dressed quietly and drove to the bank the moment they opened. The account manager, a nice woman named Patricia, looked concerned as I explained what I needed. "I just want to make sure any large withdrawals require both account holders to be present," I said, "for security purposes." "Of course, that's very wise." She made the changes in the system. "Is everything all right, dear?" I almost broke down right there, but I held it together. "Everything's fine, just being cautious." From the bank, I drove to my parents' house. Mom was in the garden like she always was on Thursday mornings. She looked up when I walked through the gate and her smile faded immediately. "Madison, what's wrong? Is Dad home?" "He's inside." "Honey, you look terrible. What happened?" I couldn't tell her. Not yet. Not until I had everything in place. "I just need to talk to you both about something. Can we go inside?" We sat at the kitchen table where I'd eaten breakfast 1,000 times growing up. Dad came in from his study, took one look at me, and sat down without a word. "I need to ask you something about Amber," I started, "and I need you to be honest with me." Mom's face went pale. What about Amber? Has she seemed different lately? Like in the past few months? My parents exchanged a look. That look that parents have when they know something but don't want to say it. She's been happier, Mom said carefully. More energetic. She's been talking about making some big changes in her life. What kind of changes? She mentioned wanting to travel, maybe move somewhere warm, start fresh after the divorce. My stomach twisted. Did she say where? No, she was being vague about it. Said she was still figuring things out. Mom leaned forward. Madison, please tell us what's going on. I couldn't. Not yet. If I told them now, they might confront Amber and that would ruin everything. I just wanted to know if you'd noticed anything. She's been distant with me lately and I was worried. It wasn't a complete lie. She had been distant. Now I knew why. I stayed for coffee and managed to keep the conversation light. But the whole time I was thinking about how hurt my parents were going to be. Amber was their baby, their youngest. They'd always babied her, always made excuses for her behavior. This was going to destroy them. That afternoon, Amber called me. My phone rang and her name popped up, and for a second, I almost didn't answer. But I did. Hey, sis, she said, her voice bright and cheerful. Want to grab lunch tomorrow? I feel like we haven't hung out in forever. The audacity, the absolute audacity of this woman. Sure, I said, keeping my voice steady. That sounds great. Perfect. That new place downtown? The one with the salads you love? Yeah. Noon work for you? Perfect. See you then. She hung up and I stared at my phone. She wanted to grab lunch, probably to fish for information, see if I suspected anything, or maybe she just wanted to look me in the eye while she lied to me one more time. I could do this. I could sit across from her and smile and pretend everything was fine while knowing exactly what she'd done. If she could lie to me for 3 years, I could lie to her for 3 more days. That night, Tyler was on his phone constantly, texting someone. I knew it was Amber. Every time his phone buzzed, I felt a fresh wave of nausea, but I kept my face neutral. I sat beside him on the couch watching a show I wasn't paying attention to, and I played the role of the oblivious girlfriend perfectly. You okay? He asked at one point. You seem quiet, just tired, I said. Work was stressful today. He put his arm around me and pulled me close. I had to fight every instinct not to pull away. His touch made my skin crawl now, but I leaned into him and rested my head on his shoulder, and I thought about how satisfying Saturday morning was going to be. Friday came, the day before their planned escape. I met Amber for lunch at the salad place. She was already there when I arrived, sitting at a table by the window, looking radiant. She'd gotten her hair done. Highlights. She was wearing a new dress. Madison! She stood up and hugged me. I hugged her back, and it took everything in me not to push her away. You look tired. Everything okay? Yeah, fine. Just busy with work. We ordered our salads, and she chatted about nothing. The weather. Some show she was watching. A new yoga studio she'd joined. I nodded along, waiting for my moment. So, I said casually, any fun plans for the weekend? Her eyes flickered, just for a second. Not really. Probably just relaxing. You? Tyler and I might do something. We've been talking about taking a trip. Oh yeah? Where to? We're thinking somewhere tropical. Maybe Costa Rica. I watched her face carefully. She didn't flinch. She was good. That sounds amazing. Costa Rica is supposed to be beautiful. Have you ever been? No, but I'd love to go someday. Liar. According to the messages I'd read, she and Tyler had been researching Costa Rica for months. They'd picked out the exact town they wanted to live in. They'd looked at houses. They'd planned their whole new life there. You should come with us, I said, smiling sweetly. It would be fun. The 3 of us. Something crossed her face then. Guilt, maybe? Or discomfort. That's sweet, but I wouldn't want to intrude on your couple's trip. You wouldn't be intruding. You're my sister. I know, but she was saved by the waiter bringing our food. She immediately started eating, avoiding my eyes. We finished lunch and said goodbye, and she hugged me again. Love you, sis, she whispered. Love you too, I said, and I meant it. That was the worst part. Despite everything, despite the betrayal, and the lies and the plans to destroy my life, I still loved her. She was my sister, and that's what made this hurt so much. I drove home and cried in my car for 20 minutes before going inside. That evening, Tyler was nervous. I could tell. He kept checking his phone. He was distracted during dinner. He said he needed to go to bed early because he had an early morning tomorrow. I knew why. Their flight was at 8 a.m. Early morning? I asked innocently. It's Saturday. I thought you were off. I am, but I have to help a friend move. I forgot to tell you. I'll probably be gone most of the day. Another lie. They were getting sloppy now, so close to their escape. Or maybe they just didn't care anymore because they thought they were about to be free. Okay, I said. No problem. I went to bed when he did. Lay beside him in the dark. Listened to his breathing even out as he fell asleep. I didn't sleep at all. I lay there thinking about everything. About the 5 years we'd spent together. About the future I'd imagined. About my sister and how close we used to be. At 3 a.m., I got up quietly and went to the kitchen. I made coffee and sat at the table in the dark. Jessica had texted me earlier with a plan. The lawyer she'd connected me with had been amazing. Everything was in place. By Monday morning, Tyler wouldn't have access to anything of mine. Not the joint account. Not our apartment. Nothing. But first, I had to make it through tomorrow. At 5 a.m., Tyler's alarm went off. I heard him moving around in the bedroom. I stayed in the kitchen. He came out dressed in jeans and a nice shirt. His going-away outfit, I guess. You're up early, he said, looking surprised. Couldn't sleep? Coffee? No thanks. I need to get going. He grabbed his keys. He had a suitcase by the door. A suitcase I was supposed to think was for his friend's move. Have fun helping your friend, I said. He kissed my forehead. I'll text you later. Sure. The door closed behind him. I waited 5 minutes. Then I got dressed, grabbed my purse, and followed. I knew where he was going. The messages had been very specific. He was picking Amber up at her apartment apartment. Then they were heading to the bank right when it opened at 6 a.m. on Saturday. Some banks opened early on Saturdays for business customers. They were planning to withdraw the money, then head straight to the airport. I parked down the street from Amber's building and waited. Sure enough, at 5:30, Tyler's car pulled up. He went inside. 15 minutes later, they came out together. She was wearing sunglasses, even though the sun wasn't up yet. She had 2 suitcases. They loaded everything into his car, and then they kissed. Right there on the street. Not a quick kiss. A long, passionate kiss. The kind of kiss that said they thought they'd won. I followed them to the bank. They parked in the lot and went inside the moment the doors opened. I stayed in my car and waited. I knew exactly what was about to happen. 10 minutes later, they came out. Tyler was on his phone, looking frustrated. Amber was talking to him, gesturing. They got back in the car and Tyler made a call. I knew he was calling me. My phone rang. I let it go to voicemail. It rang again. Voicemail. Then he texted, "Hey babe, can you call me when you get this? Need to ask you something about the bank account." I didn't respond. They sat in the car for another 20 minutes. I could see them arguing. Tyler was angry. Amber looked scared. Finally, Tyler got out and went back into the bank. He was in there for a while. When he came out, he looked defeated. They couldn't access the money. The bank had told them about the dual authorization requirement. They would need me there, in person, to withdraw anything over $500. Tyler called me again. This time I answered. "Hey," I said, trying to sound groggy. "Sorry, I was sleeping. What's up? I need you to come to First National Bank right now. There's an issue with our account." "What kind of issue?" "It's 6 in the morning, Tyler. I know, I'm sorry, but it's important. Can you just come, please? I don't understand. What's going on?" "I'll explain when you get here. Please, Madison. It's urgent." I paused, letting him sweat. "Okay, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I hung up and took a deep breath. This was it. The moment I'd been planning for. But I didn't go to the bank. Instead, I drove to my parents' house. Mom answered the door in her bathrobe, looking confused. "Madison, it's 6 in the morning. I know, I'm sorry, but I need you and Dad to come with me right now. Both of you. It's about Amber." "What about Amber? Is she okay?" "She's fine, physically, but I need you to see something. Please, trust me." Dad appeared behind Mom. "What's going on?" "Just get dressed, both of you. We need to go to First National Bank downtown." They must have heard something in my voice because they didn't argue. They got dressed quickly, and we all piled into my car. Tyler called me 3 more times during the drive. I didn't answer. We pulled into the bank parking lot, and I saw Tyler's car immediately. He was standing outside the bank entrance, pacing. Amber was sitting in the car. When he saw my car, he started walking toward us. Then he saw my parents in the back seat, and he froze. "What's happening?" Mom asked, her voice rising. "Madison, what's going on?" "Just wait, please." We all got out of the car. Tyler looked panicked now. Amber had gotten out of Tyler's car, and she went completely white when she saw us. "Madison," Tyler started. "What are you? Why are your parents? Why don't you tell them?" I said calmly. "Tell them why you need me at the bank so urgently at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning. It's just there's an issue with. Tell them about Costa Rica." His face went pale. Amber made a small noise, almost like a whimper. "Tell them about the $37,000 you were planning to steal from our joint account. Tell them about the 3 years you've been sleeping with my sister. Tell them about the flight that leaves in 2 hours. Mom gasped. Dad went very still. "Madison," Amber started. "Don't," I said, my voice breaking now despite my best efforts to stay calm. "Don't say my name. Don't try to explain. Just don't." Tyler ran his hand through his hair. "Look, I can explain." "No, you can't. There's no explanation that makes this okay. 3 years. 3 years you lied to me. You made me feel crazy for being jealous. You made me feel guilty for not trusting you. And the whole time you were planning this. You were planning to destroy me and take everything and run away with my sister." "We didn't mean for it to happen," Amber said, tears streaming down her face. "Didn't mean for it to happen." I laughed, and it sounded slightly unhinged even to my own ears. "You didn't mean for it to happen for 3 years. You didn't mean to plan a whole new life together. You didn't mean to book flights and put deposits on houses and plan to steal from me. The money is partly mine," Tyler said. "I put money in that account too, and I put in more, a lot more, and it was supposed to be for our wedding, our future, not your escape fund." Dad finally spoke. "Amber, is this true?" Amber was sobbing now. "Daddy, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Answer me. Is this true?" "Yes," she whispered. Mom looked like she might be sick. She reached out and grabbed Dad's arm for support. "I have evidence," I said, pulling out my phone. "Every message, every plan, every disgusting detail of their affair. And I've already spoken to a lawyer. The account is frozen. You can't touch that money. And by Monday, Tyler, you'll be moved out of our apartment. I've already changed the locks. Your stuff will be waiting for you at your mother's house. You can't do that." "I can, actually. The apartment is in my name. You'll find that a lot of things are in my name. Things I didn't even realize until I started looking. The car you drove here? My car. I'm the primary on the title. The credit card you used to book those flights? My credit card. You're an authorized user." I watched realization dawn on his face. "The lawyer is going to contact you Monday morning. If you fight me on any of this, if you make this difficult, I will press charges for theft, for fraud, for whatever I can make stick. And trust me, with the evidence I have, a lot will stick." Tyler's face hardened. "You're really going to do this? You really did that?" I shot back, gesturing between him and Amber. "For 3 years. I love her," he said, as if that made it okay. As if love excused betrayal and theft and destroying someone's life. "Then you should have broken up with me first," I said simply. "You should have been honest. You should have given me the respect of the truth instead of sneaking around and making plans to ruin me." I turned to Amber. She was still crying, mascara running down her face. "I helped you through your divorce," I said quietly. "I held you while you cried about your ex-husband cheating on you. I let you stay at my apartment for 2 months. I gave you money when you needed it. And the whole time you were doing to me exactly what his wife did to you." "Madison, please. I don't don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear sorry. I don't want to hear explanations. I want you out of my life, both of you. Mom was crying now too. Dad just looked broken. He looked at Amber like he didn't recognize her. How could you? Mom asked Amber. How could you do this to your sister? Amber didn't answer. She just cried harder. I think we should go, I said to my parents. There's nothing left to say here. We turned to leave and Tyler grabbed my arm. Madison, wait, please. Can we just talk about this? I looked down at his hand on my arm, then up at his face. No, we can't. There's nothing to talk about. You made your choice. You made it every day for 3 years. Now live with it. I pulled my arm away and walked back to my car. My parents followed. As we drove away, I saw Tyler and Amber standing in the parking lot, their whole plan in ruins around them. None of us spoke on the drive back to my parents' house. When we got there, Mom immediately made tea like that would somehow fix this. We sat in the living room and the silence was deafening. Finally, Dad said, I'm so sorry, Madison. I'm so incredibly sorry. It's not your fault. She's our daughter. We raised her. Somehow we failed. No, I interrupted. You didn't fail. She made her choices. She's an adult. This isn't on you. But I could see the guilt in both their faces. The questions they were already asking themselves about where they went wrong, what they missed, how they could have prevented this. What are you going to do now? Mom asked softly. I don't know. Move on, I guess. Figure out how to trust people again. Get therapy, probably. Do you want to stay here for a few days? No. I need to go home. Face it. Start getting used to the apartment without him in it. Mom hugged me for a long time before I left. Dad, too. They looked so old suddenly. So tired. I drove home in a daze. The apartment felt different already. Emptier. I walked through each room, looking at all the things Tyler and I had bought together. The couch, the coffee table, the art on the walls. All of it felt tainted now. My phone buzzed. A text from Jessica. How did it go? I called her instead of texting back. She answered immediately. Tell me everything. I told her. The whole confrontation. She listened without interrupting. You did good, she said when I finished. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but you did really good. I feel like garbage. I know, but Madison, listen to me. You took control. You didn't let them victimize you. You stood up for yourself. A lot of people wouldn't have been able to do that. I keep thinking about all the time I wasted. 5 years with him, and I never saw it. How could you? You trusted him. That's not a flaw. That's not something to be ashamed of. It feels like it. I know, but it's not. He's the one who should be ashamed. Him and Amber both. We talked for another hour. She distracted me with stories about her own terrible ex-boyfriend and her disastrous dating history. She made me laugh a little, which I didn't think was possible. After I hung up, I ordered Chinese food and ate it sitting on the floor of my living room. I didn't want to sit on the couch. The couch where Tyler and I had watched TV together every night. Where he'd held me. Where he'd lied to me. The food tasted like nothing. I ate it anyway because Jessica had reminded me I needed to eat. Tyler texted me around 8 p.m. I'm sorry, for whatever that's worth. I never meant to hurt you. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I blocked his number. Amber called at 9 p.m. I let it ring. She called 3 more times. On the 4th call, I answered. What do you want, Amber? I just want to talk, please. Let me explain. There's nothing to explain. I love him. I know that doesn't make it okay, but I really do love him. You know what? I actually believe you. I believe you love him. That's not the issue. The issue is that you loved him while I was with him. The issue is that you lied to me for 3 years. The issue is that you were planning to financially ruin me. Love doesn't excuse any of that. I know it doesn't. I don't know what happened. It started so small and then it became this thing and we couldn't stop, and you could have stopped at any time. You could have told me, you could have given me the choice. I was scared. Of what? Of losing you. Of losing Mom and Dad. Of everyone hating me. Well, you lost me anyway, and you deserve to lose me. You deserve for everyone to hate you, because what you did is unforgivable. Don't say that. Please don't say that. Why not? It's true. You're my sister. You're my best friend. I can't lose you. You should have thought about that before you slept with my boyfriend for 3 years. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but someday when you're ready, I hope we can talk about this. Really talk. We are talking. You know what I mean. I don't think I'll ever be ready for that conversation, Amber. I don't think I can ever look at you without seeing this, without remembering what you did. I understand. Do you? Do you really? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you understand what you've taken from me. It's not just Tyler. It's my trust. It's my family. It's my ability to believe that people are good. You took all of that. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. I hung up and blocked her number too. The next few days were a blur. Monday came and Tyler's stuff was indeed moved to his mother's house. He'd hired movers without telling me. I came home from work to find his half of the closet empty, his toothbrush gone from the bathroom, his laptop and books and clothes and shoes all vanished. It should have felt like a relief. Instead, it felt like a death. The lawyer handled everything smoothly. Tyler didn't fight me on anything. He couldn't. The evidence was too solid. He signed away his claim to the joint account. He removed himself from the apartment lease. He returned the credit card. He did everything I asked without a word of complaint. I think he knew how close I was to pressing charges. 2 weeks passed. Then 3. I threw myself into work. I went to therapy like I'd promised myself I would. The therapist, a kind woman named Dr. Chen, told me what I was experiencing was grief. Grief for the relationship I'd lost, and the future I'd planned, and the sister I'd thought I knew. It's going to take time, she said. There's no shortcut through this. A month after the confrontation, my parents called. They wanted to have dinner. Just the 3 of us. I almost said no, but something in Mom's voice made me agree. We met at a quiet restaurant. Mom looked like she'd aged 10 years. Dad too. We ordered food none of us really wanted, and sat in awkward silence until Dad finally spoke. We haven't spoken to Amber Amber since that day at the bank, he said. I didn't know what to say to that. She calls every day, Mom added. Texts, emails. She wants to see us, wants to explain, but we can't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. You don't have to cut her off for me, I said. She's your daughter. You're our daughter too, Dad said firmly. And what she did to you is unacceptable. We can't pretend it didn't happen. We can't just forgive and forget. I don't want to be the reason you lose your relationship with her. You're not the reason, Mom said. She is. Her choices are the reason. We ate in silence for a while. Then Mom said, how are you doing? Really? I'm surviving. Some days are better than others. I'm in therapy. That's good. That's really good. Have you heard anything about Tyler? I asked. I hated that I wanted to know. Hated that I still cared enough to ask. Dad and Mom exchanged a look. We heard through a mutual friend that he moved back in with his mother. He's apparently pretty devastated. Good, I said. And I meant it. We also heard, Mom hesitated. We heard that he and Amber aren't together anymore. That surprised me. What? According to what we heard, they had a massive fight after everything fell apart, blamed each other. She moved back to her apartment. He blocked her on everything. I should have felt vindicated. I should have felt like justice was served. Instead, I just felt empty. I guess their love wasn't strong enough to survive the consequences, I said. Apparently not. 6 weeks after the confrontation, something unexpected happened. I was at the grocery store, exhausted after a long day at work, just trying to get milk and bread and get home. I turned down an aisle, and there she was, Amber. She looked terrible. Hair unwashed, no makeup, clothes that looked like she'd been wearing them for days. She saw me at the same moment I saw her, and we both froze. For a second, I thought about turning around and leaving, but something made me stay. Maybe curiosity. Maybe the same morbid fascination that makes you look at a car accident. Madison, she breathed. Amber. We stood there in the middle of the cereal aisle, two sisters who used to be best friends, now strangers. How are you? She asked. I'm fine. I've been trying to. I know. I got your messages. All of them. Why won't you talk to me? Because there's nothing to say. There's so much to say. I need to explain. I don't want your explanation. I don't want your apology. I don't want anything from you. She started crying. Right there in the grocery store. I miss you. I miss my sister. Your sister died the day you decided to betray her. Don't say that. Please don't say that. It's true. The Amber I knew. The Amber I loved. She wouldn't have done what you did. So either you were never that person, or that person doesn't exist anymore. Either way, I don't know you. Tyler and I aren't together, she said suddenly. We broke up. We couldn't make it work after everything fell apart. I heard. I thought you'd want to know. Why would I want to know that? Did you think it would change something? Did you think I'd feel sorry for you? No. I thought maybe it would prove that I'm not a monster, that I'm not this terrible person. We loved each other. It was real. I believe you. I believe it was real. That doesn't make what you did okay. I know. I know nothing makes it okay. I just want you to understand. I understand perfectly, I interrupted. You wanted him more than you wanted your relationship with me. You wanted the excitement and the forbidden romance and the fantasy of running away together more than you wanted your sister. That's what I understand. That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about what's fair. I made a mistake. A huge, terrible mistake. But I'm still your sister. Doesn't that count for something? It used to, I said. It used to count for everything. I pushed my cart past her and walked away. She didn't follow. When I got to my car, my hands were shaking so badly I could barely get the key in the ignition. I called Dr. Chen from the parking lot. She answered even though it was after hours. I told her what happened. How do you feel? She asked. I don't know. Empty, angry, sad, all of it at once. That's okay. All of those feelings are valid. She wanted me to forgive her. Do you want to forgive her? No. Maybe. I don't know. Is that terrible? It's not terrible. It's human. Forgiveness isn't something you can force. It comes when you're ready, if it comes at all. What if I'm never ready? Then you're never ready. That's your right. 2 months after the confrontation, I started dating again, just casually, nothing serious. It felt strange at first, like I was betraying Tyler even though that made no sense. But slowly, it started to feel normal. I went on dates with nice men who made me laugh, who didn't lie to me, who weren't sleeping with my sister. The bar was pretty low, but I was okay with that for now. I redecorated the apartment. New couch, new art, new everything. I wanted to erase every trace of Tyler and our life together. I wanted to create something that was entirely mine. Work kept me busy. Friends helped me through the hard days. Therapy gave me tools to process everything. And slowly, very slowly, I started to feel like myself again. 3 months after the confrontation, I got a letter in the mail from Amber. I almost threw it away without opening it, but curiosity got the better of me. Inside was a long handwritten letter, pages and pages of explanation and apology and regret. She talked about how the affair started, how guilty she felt, how she convinced herself it was okay because she loved him, how she knew it was destroying me but felt powerless to stop, how sorry she was, how she'd give anything to take it back. At the end, she wrote, I know you'll probably never forgive me. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I want you to know that I've learned from this. I'm in therapy. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to understand why I did what I did, so I never hurt anyone like this again. You deserved so much better from me. You deserved so much better from both of us. I love you. I'll always love you, and I'll spend the rest of my life regretting that I destroyed our relationship. Love, Amber. I read it 3 times. Then I put it in a drawer. I didn't respond. I wasn't ready. 4 months after the confrontation, Tyler tried to reach out. He created a new email address and sent me a message. It was shorter than Amber's letter, but said essentially the same things. He was sorry. He regretted everything. He missed me. He knew he'd destroyed something precious. He hoped someday I could forgive him. I deleted it without responding. 5 months after the confrontation, something shifted. I was having coffee with Jessica, and I realized I'd gone the whole conversation without thinking about Tyler or Amber once. months. I'd talked about work and my new apartment and a guy I'd been seeing, and my plans to take a vacation to Italy in the spring. You seem lighter, Jessica observed. I feel lighter. Is that okay? Is it okay that I'm not as angry anymore? Of course it's okay. Healing isn't linear. Some days you'll be angry. Some days you won't. Both are okay. I keep thinking about Amber's letter. What about it? I don't know. Part of me wants to respond. Part of me wants to tell her I forgive her. Do you forgive her? I don't know. I don't think so. Not really. But I'm tired of being angry. I'm tired of carrying this around. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean letting her back into your life. It can just mean releasing the anger for your own peace. I thought about that a lot over the next few weeks. 6 months after the confrontation, I saw Tyler at a coffee shop. He was with a woman I didn't recognize. They were laughing about something. He looked happy. I waited for the surge of jealousy, or anger, or hurt, but it didn't come. I just felt nothing. He was a stranger now. Someone I used to know. He didn't see me. I left before he could. 7 months after the confrontation, I wrote Amber a letter. It was short. Amber, I got your letter. I read it. I appreciate your honesty. I'm not ready to see you or talk to you. I don't know if I ever will be, but I want you to know that I don't wish bad things for you. I hope you're getting help. I hope you're learning from this. I hope you become the person you want to be. I hope someday you have a sister who loves you and trusts you, and I hope you never do to her what you did to me. I'm moving forward with my life. I'm happy. I'm healing, and I need you to respect that I'm doing it without you. Maybe someday that will change, but not now. Not soon. Take care of yourself. Madison. I mailed it before I could change my mind. A year after the confrontation, my parents called. They'd started speaking to Amber again, carefully, with boundaries. She was in therapy. She'd moved to a different city for a fresh start. She asked about me sometimes, but they didn't share much. Is that okay? Mom asked nervously. That we're talking to her again? Of course it's okay. She's your daughter. So are you. I know, and I'm fine. Really, I'm good. And I really was good. I'd moved to a new apartment, started a new job that I loved, met someone who made me feel safe and valued and respected. His name was Marcus, and he was kind and honest, and nothing like Tyler. I'd built a new life, a better life, a life that was entirely mine. Sometimes I still thought about Amber, about what we used to be, about the sister I'd lost. Sometimes it still hurt, but mostly, I just felt grateful. Grateful that I'd found out when I did. Grateful that I'd had the strength to stand up for myself. Grateful that I hadn't let them destroy me, because that's what they'd wanted, in a way. Maybe not consciously, but deep down. They'd wanted to take everything from me and leave me broken, but I hadn't broken. I'd bent, sure. I'd cracked, but I hadn't broken. And that was the real victory. 2 years after the confrontation, I got married to Marcus. It was a small wedding, just close friends and family. My parents came. Amber wasn't invited. I'd thought about inviting her. For weeks, I'd gone back and forth. But in the end, I decided that my wedding day should be about joy, not complicated feelings about my sister. Mom told me later that Amber had called, crying when she found out, that she understood why she wasn't invited, but it still hurt, that she was happy for me. I felt a small pang of guilt, but I didn't regret my decision. 3 years after the confrontation, Amber got engaged. Mom called to tell me, her voice careful, unsure how I'd react. That's good, I said. I'm happy for her, and I meant it. I really did. She wants to know if you'd consider coming to the wedding. I don't think so, but tell her congratulations from me. Are you sure? I'm sure. Maybe someday, but not yet. She understands. Did she? I wondered. Did she really understand what she'd taken from me? Did she understand that you can't just apologize your way out of 3 years of betrayal? Did she understand that some relationships, once broken, can't be fully repaired? Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. It didn't really matter anymore. 4 years after the confrontation, I ran into Tyler at a wedding, a mutual friend from college. I almost didn't go when I found out he was on the guest list, but Marcus convinced me. It's been 4 years, he said. You've moved on. Don't let him keep you from celebrating your friend. He was right. So I went. Tyler looked older, heavier, tired. He was there alone. He saw me across the room, and his face did something complicated. He started to walk toward me, and I felt Marcus tense beside me. It's okay, I murmured to Marcus. I can handle this. Tyler stopped a few feet away. Madison. Hi. Tyler, you look great. Really great. Thanks. I heard you got married. Congratulations. Thank you. An awkward silence stretched between us. Finally, he said, I know this is probably weird, but I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I know I've said it before, but I need to say it again. What I did to you was unforgivable. You deserved so much better. I looked at him. Really looked at him. This man I'd loved for 5 years. This man I'd planned to marry. This stranger. You're right, I said. I did deserve better, but I got better. Eventually. So it worked out. He flinched. I'm glad you're happy. I am. I really am. I'm not, he admitted. In case you were wondering, I'm not happy. Haven't been since. He stopped himself. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. And I'm glad you're okay. I'm more than okay, I said. I'm actually grateful it happened. Grateful I found out. Grateful I got away from you before we actually got married. That's fair. Is Amber here? I asked, surprising myself. No. We haven't spoken in years, since we broke up. Right. She tried to reach out a few times, but he shrugged. Turns out when your whole relationship is built on lies and betrayal, it doesn't have a great foundation. Who would have thought? I said dryly. He actually smiled a little. Yeah. Who would have thought? Marcus appeared at my elbow. Everything okay? Yeah. Tyler was just leaving. Weren't you, Tyler? Yeah, I was. He looked at Marcus. Take care of her. She deserves someone who will. I know, Marcus said simply. Tyler walked away, and I watched him go. I felt Marcus's hand on the small of my back, steady and reassuring. You okay? He asked quietly. Yeah, I really am. And I was. 5 years after the confrontation, Amber Amber reached out directly, not through mom or dad, but through a message on social media. She'd heard I had a baby, a little girl. She wanted to congratulate me. I stared at the message for a long time. My daughter Lily was sleeping in her crib. Marcus was at work. The apartment was quiet. I thought about everything that had happened. All the pain and betrayal and anger and hurt. All the therapy sessions and sleepless nights and tears. All the healing and growth and moving forward. And I realized something. I'd forgiven her. Not because she deserved it. Not because she'd earned it. But because I didn't want to carry that anger anymore. Because I had a daughter now. And I wanted to teach her about resilience and strength and moving forward. Because holding on to that grudge was like drinking poison and expecting Amber to die. I typed out a response. Thank you. Her name is Lily. She's beautiful. I hope you're well. Madison. It wasn't much. It wasn't an invitation back into my life. But it was something. A tiny crack in the wall I'd built. She wrote back immediately. I'm so happy for you. You're going to be an amazing mother. You always were the strong one. The good one. I didn't respond to that. I didn't need to. But a week later, when mom asked if it would be okay if Amber came to the family Christmas for the first time in 5 years, I surprised everyone by saying yes. Just for a few hours, I added. And I'm not making any promises about how it will go. Of course. Thank you, Madison. Thank you so much. Christmas came. Amber showed up with her fiancé, a nice-looking man named David. She was nervous, I could tell. She kept fidgeting with her engagement ring. We made awkward small talk. She met Lily and her eyes filled with tears. She's perfect, she whispered. Thanks. You look happy. You look like everything I always hoped you'd be. I am happy. I'm glad. You deserve it. We didn't talk about what happened. We didn't rehash the past. We just existed in the same space for the first time in 5 years, and it wasn't as terrible as I'd feared. As she was leaving, she hugged me. I let her. Thank you, she whispered, for giving me a chance. Don't make me regret it, I said, only half joking. I won't. I promise. That night, as Marcus and I put Lily to bed, he asked me how I felt. Okay, I think. It's weird. She's like a stranger now, but she's also still my sister. Do you think you'll ever be close again? I don't know. Maybe not like we were before. That's gone. But maybe something new. Something different. That sounds healthy. It does, doesn't it? Who knew I could be healthy? He laughed and kissed my forehead. You've always been stronger than you thought. Now, 6 years after that terrible Saturday morning at the bank, I can say this. What happened to me was one of the worst things I've ever experienced. It shattered my trust. It broke my heart. It changed my relationship with my family forever. But it also made me stronger. It taught me that I could survive the unthinkable. It showed me that I deserved better than what I'd been settling for. It led me to Marcus. It led me to this life I have now. And yes, Amber and I have a relationship again. It's not what it was. It probably never will be. But it's something. We text sometimes. We see each other at family gatherings. She's met Lily a few times. She sent a very generous gift when Lily was born. Is she my best friend? No. Do I trust her completely? Absolutely not. Will I ever forget what she did? Never. But I've forgiven her. Not for her sake. For mine. Because I learned something important through all of this. Holding on to anger and hurt and betrayal doesn't hurt the people who wronged you. It hurts you. And I wasn't willing to let Tyler and Amber hurt me anymore. So I let it go. Not all at once, but slowly, over years. And in letting it go, I found peace. As for Tyler, I have no idea where he is or what he's doing. Last I heard, he was still single, still living with his mother. But I don't keep tabs on him. He's part of my past, and my past is where he belongs. My life is full now, full of love and joy, and a beautiful daughter, and a husband who respects me, full of friends who support me, and a family that's healed, even if the scars remain, full of possibility and hope and second chances. And that's the real ending to this story. Not revenge, though I got a little of that. Not punishment, though they both faced consequences, but healing, moving forward, becoming someone stronger and wiser and more careful with my trust. They tried to destroy me. They tried to take everything. But in the end, all they did was show me how strong I really am. And that's a gift I never would have given myself.